Video game mic.
Yo, what is the deal, everybody? It's the Boxing Rush Hour Show live edition, hosted by yours truly, Abe Gonzalez, co-hosted by Zachary Ochoa. Zach, what's the deal? It's been a minute.
Everything's a deal, man. Just uh got out the gym. Just got out the gym, eating ice cream, you feel me? Got my miles in. For the
eating,
fighters that can't make weight. You know what I mean?
eating ice cream after the gym. That's
For
what I'm
real.
talking about. Hey, listen, it's been a quiet couple weeks, man. Right now, they are doing the Ennis-Lima press conference, I believe, on YouTube. But it's been a quiet couple of weeks, man. Listen, I'm gonna get into something real quick that popped up yesterday. Rest in peace to the son of Arturo Gatti Jr., who was found in a
Yeah.
hotel room in Mexico, dead at the age of 17. Man, unfortunately, he took his life, that's what it appears to be. Who knows, right? When these things happen in another country, you never know what happened, right? And so who knows, but the fact of the matter is, he's not here, he's no longer here with us. And it's sad to see, because he was actually trying to follow in his father's footsteps, and was coming up the amateur ranks and everything else, and then all of a sudden this happened. So rest in peace, man. There's been a lot of that lately in boxing, man. A lot of people passing away, and it's just never good to hear or see about those type of things, man.
Yeah, like I was a little upset about it. The reason why is because I seen him. I seen him on the internet. I seen him, all videos of him when he was a kid, like years ago, like years, like what I'm saying, trying to do his thing like his dad, and like to see that, to hear is really crazy. And then the fact that he got killed, murdered, almost the same way like his dad in another country, something. It's almost like you can't really talk about it because there might be more stuff behind that. You understand? The name is different. The name is a serious last name. From New Yorkers and everything. Like there might be a lot of stuff behind it that we can't touch on, and just want to say that that kid had a lot of potential, and his father was a legend. And rest in
Yeah,
peace to them.
yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right. Moving on to the next thing here. Riyadh season announced that they partnered with Matchroom um for everything. So like darts and boxing and everything that they got going on in Matchroom Sport, Riyadh season has partnered with them on that. It's a little interesting that this deal gets announced, and you see the online battle between Dana and Eddie Hearn. At one point, it felt like Turkey, was rocking with Dana hard, maybe still is, but now, if they were planning to just take over with that TKO stuff, why would he do a deal with Eddie? Is what some may think, right? And so it could all be just them creating this beef or whatever, for both of them to win. But it's just weird that that's happening. There was a couple instances where, you know, Turkey was like, "Yo, we're about to do this. Dana's gonna tell you about it," and then Dana's like, "Nah, we're not gonna do that." And then
Yeah, I
so
saw that.
yeah, and so I don't know. Maybe this is, you know, Turkey kind of not putting all his eggs into one basket. You know what I mean?
All
And
right,
so
so yeah, that's what I think it is. To be honest.
yeah, so I was
Yeah,
gonna ask
yeah.
you, like, you know, what do you think? How do you think this plays out? Do you think we see more of this where Turkey's just kind of laying in a couple of different places, or is this all part of like the whole Saudi takeover, them having all of that?
I think it's everything, you know, but I do believe that Turkey might be weaning off of Dana a little bit, maybe. You understand? When there's two, and it's not just any cooks. These are top chefs. We got too many chefs in the kitchen, and Dana's not just any chef. Dana's a top chef, but he's trying to get into a cuisine that he's not really familiar with, which is boxing. No matter what, it's totally different from the UFC. He's trying to change things up, and obviously Turkey, his main thing was is boxing, and he's been, you know, he's more as the owner of the restaurant, and Dana might be trying to do things a little bit different as the top chef, and it can't happen like that. Turkey's the one that's funding everything. He's got the big bags. He's got it all. But what's good about that is Turkey didn't just go with somebody who, you know, with just any random person. He went with a, a respectable company. The people that it's just boxing. You know, it's really hard. It's going to be really hard for Dana White to get with somebody who's just going to give him the steering wheel the whole time.
Yes, and shout out to Mike Woods. First, he says, "Yes, Mike, we're negotiating the per diem rates now. It's just that Zach is a little expensive, so I got to be able to put all my
No,
quarters inside the piggy bank in order for me
no
to buy up some wardrobe stuff." But he said, "Good analogy. Ingredients ain't the same." Yeah, you're right. The ingredients aren't the same, and like you mentioned, you know, a chef, different owners, different restaurants, different establishments, things,
yes.
go differently. You can't use that same formula, that same recipe. So you can to a certain extent, but you may not be able to have the same flexibility that you did in that one place, and you have to
Yeah.
adjust.
And you won't get the same results. You know why? Because that restaurant is in a different area, and boxing, there's different people. When it comes to UFC, you could tell who's a UFC fan, right? So you're walking down the street, you see a guy with like tattoos, like some tattoos. He might be a little like rocker a little bit, and he works out and stuff. Like you could tell he likes MMA, right? The boxing guy, you can see like he's like more like chill. He might have a nice watch on, and you can tell he likes boxing. Like it's boxing and UFC bring all type of people, but you can tell who it fits the most, and that's you got to go with the fans. You have to go with who it brings, but that's why it goes into the whole bringing more people to the sport and everything. But you know,
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. So I think we just need to put a pin on that and keep an eye on that situation as we continue to move forward with the Saudi era, man, and them gobbling up everything. And one thing that I didn't know or wasn't like 100% sure, but now I am, is that they're the second largest owners of Twitter, X. So
are they?
yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
Okay.
just
Wow.
something to keep in mind. All right. So
That's big.
WBC light heavyweight champion David Benavidez was interviewed by Marcus Viegas for Fight Hub recently, and some of his comments were taken out of content. People are going to run with how they're going to run with, and I'm going to paraphrase a little bit here. He
No,
basically
don't
said
paraphrase.
he basically said that he's got when his time with Samson is up, which will be soon, that he's going to look at other options. Now, people were saying, excuse me, people saying, oh, this, Al Heyman, whatever. David Benavidez has been with Samson, and he mentioned this, over 10 years. Okay, so he is loyal by default, I would say, and knowing and interacting with him, you can tell that that's the case. I think that there's probably been opportunities in between those 10 years that he could have. I'm sorry, I gotta silence my phone. Where he could have maybe tried to jump ship, and get a buyout, whatever, and then go somewhere else. But he's stuck with Samson the whole time. He will be, according to what was told to me, he's got another 12 months left on his contract. So either 2 fights potentially, right? So this one in November, and then maybe another 1 or 2 next year before that November period. He has done everything that he was supposed to do. He has fulfilled. At that point, he would have fulfilled his obligations with Samson. He will be a free agent for the first time since becoming pro and having a couple fights in them. What's wrong with him seeing what's out there for him? What's
nothing,
wrong with
absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely,
He doesn't.
There's nothing.
Does he owe Samson anything?
He doesn't owe Samson anything that he hasn't gave Samson back, and obviously he's made Samson handsome amounts of money. You understand? And vice versa. Samson has made him handsome amounts of money. So I don't think he should even question if he should be taking other options. He should be taking other options.
Yeah,
or
and
looking around.
Yeah, and just like
nothing wrong with window shopping.
Exactly. Just like any free agent in any other sport, right? You go in there, you get your steak dinners, you get your private jets, to wherever you're going to go. You sit down with people, you hear them out. And then, you circle back and you figure out what's the best situation when you huddle with your team and figure out what the best situation is for you. That could still mean going back with Samson and doing a new deal, but it would be under a different circumstance. It would be maybe a co-promotion deal, because he signaled that he would like to start his promotional company like Canelo and Mayweather and Oscar and them like that. And him seeing Haney signing those co-promotional deals with like Hearn, and then doing the stuff with Top Rank, and being able to move around and not being locked in the one specific place. He's at a point of his career where he can do that. If he chose to go that route, and still be successful if he continues to win, of course. So I don't see that as a bad thing. I'm like, yo, go ahead and sit down with them folks. See what Oscar's talking about. See what Eddie's talking about.
Got to.
You have to, because if you don't, there might not be another opportunity in your career to do that, right?
Yeah. So why not? Why not do that? You understand? There's so many fighters I know personally and that I know of that have lost so many opportunities because they stayed with the same people the whole time. You understand? It can be from trainers, it can be from managers, it can be in anything. But to not explore options is a little being closed-minded and like limiting yourself to what can potentially make you a bigger star. Who the fuck would have even thought of Terence Crawford? First of all, I remember, I'll never forget one time I was in Gleason's gym and I was gonna wind up getting a fight somewhere in Nebraska. And I was talking to a lady, Kelly Swanson, and I was like, yeah, I might be fighting in Nebraska real quick. And she goes, Nebraska? There's boxing in Nebraska? Who the fuck would have thought a kid from Nebraska would be the biggest star in boxing, basically one of the biggest stars, right? Because he fought and he explored different options when he finally had the chance. David Benavidez could do that, and he could be even a bigger star than like a Terence Crawford, because he has the charisma. He don't give a fuck about anything. He's cool, and he's got a big Mexican fan base. Like he's got a huge Mexican fan base, and for him not to start his own promotion, I think it would be great not to just see all the money, but I think he got some youngsters in his like little roster and stuff in his stable. I'm sorry, stable that might be wanting to come up and he wants to promote them. So I think David Benavidez should do that. He would be very smart if he did that. If he didn't, I would be really surprised.
Yeah, they got a young cat named Daniel Blancas down there, super middleweight, that's doing this thing. They recently parted ways with Diego Pacheco. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff in there, but
He's not with the same trainer no more?
No, he's not with Benavidez Senior no more. So
you know why, right? You know why, right? Because the weight classes and all that.
Yeah, so they ended up parting ways. He's still, promoted by Matchroom, but if I had to guess, I think that he heads towards Keith Conley, because I was told that Keith kind of like made comments here and there to try to get his attention in the past, and so I wouldn't be surprised if now that he's available that Keith pursues him hard body.
Edgar versus Edgar Berlanga versus Diego Pacheco.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But if Keith signs him, he wouldn't do that. That would only be if maybe somebody else were to sign him. But who knows? I think that's interesting that Benavidez mentioned that now. I think people made way too much of it, and he has earned the right to explore his options when he finishes fulfilling his contract, and that's that. All right. Okay, Manny Pacquiao put out a video for some company that he probably got paid a lot of money to endorse. But he's fighting January 24th in Vegas. No opponent has been named, although
he's fighting me.
Zach is next. Zach's not telling nobody he's fighting Manny Pacquiao for the. Oh man, what do you call it? But he's fighting January 24th. No opponent has been named, although rumors have circulated that it might be Rolly Romero. I don't see Manny.
I highly doubt that.
Yeah,
the only reason why I doubt that is because it's so short notice. They would need a big build-up for that, because that's awesome. That's a great fight. Like, what I'm saying? They can't just announce that like last minute. Like they need that's a great fight to promote,
Yeah, I mean, listen, they normally go 2 months out, so we still have time. They could still promote that, within time. I think that maybe they wait until like a week before, or the week after Black Friday, the Thanksgiving weekend, and maybe they announce it then officially. But yeah, I just don't see Manny fighting, doing a training camp to fight somebody that doesn't bring value, right? So it has to be like a world champion. It has to be Rolly. It has to be somebody like that. I just don't see him fighting anybody else, and spending the time at this point of his career. You think Rolly gets the fight? You think Rolly gets the fight, Zach? Did you hear me? We disconnected?
Because it could be Manny Pacquiao say, because to me it was like I was just in Vegas watching the Pacquiao fight. So to me it's like it might just be a quick turnaround to get a quick fight real quick, keep himself active, then get in line for next summer against Rolly. Could be.
I don't know. Could be. We'll see. We'll see what it is. The other day I posted something. So Derek Chisora, right? He's looking for a fight for December. Frank Warren said, "Yep, he's fighting." Moses Atuma is going to be fighting as well. They're going to do this card at the Co-op Arena. Still no opponent. Now, I was told by Terry Lane, who advises Zhilei Zhang, hey, we're interested in that fight. Like, we would love that fight right there against Derek Chisora. You know, Big Bang Zhang versus Chisora. Let's go.
Oh my God, that's I would pay it. See that?
Yeah. And so, I think that's a fight that, could very well happen in December, I would say.
What about Deontay? Where's Deontay at?
You know, Deontay's name has been floated around as, a potential Derek Chisora opponent. I've heard something about Agit Kayabel possibly being that, you know what I mean? Or who knows, Moses Atuma or the winner of Saturday's fight, which is what's his name? This dude, he's fighting that Russian bear from
What? Yo, Atuma should fight next Chisora and see where he's at.
yeah,
That'd
but
be a
they're
good
not,
fight.
they're not doing it. They're doing it separate. Dave Allen might get in the mix if he bites, if he
Love
beats
that guy.
Arslanbek Makhmudov. That's the dude that he be having that funny twitch, but he had gotten that speed knot on his head on that one fight. So
I like Dave Allen, man. He turned his career around a bunch of times.
yeah,
He's crazy. Love that guy.
yo, the last
But he almost got
weigh
hurt, man. He almost got
yeah,
hurt. Wow,
yeah,
a long time ago. Yeah.
the last weigh-in, he showed up in speedos with his face all over. I was dying, man.
I love that, man. I love that.
Oh shit! So we'll see what it is. Shout out to Cammy PR. He was saying what up. All right. So let's move on to the other day. They officially announced Isaac Pitbull Cruz versus Lamont Roach Jr. for December 6th in San Antonio, but it's gonna be on pay-per-view. Ah man. It's a good fight. Is it a pay-per-view fight? That's a hard sell, bro. That's a hard sell. Because it's a really good fight, but I don't know.
It's not a pay-per-view fight.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. It's the main undercard right before Mayweather fights. You understand?
If it's gonna be a pay-per-view fight, don't hit me in the head for no $74.99.
Is it?
No, I don't know. Like they haven't put that out there yet. Like, let's be reasonable. Like, give me a $29.99 or give me a $39.99 at most. But this ain't no $75 fight, man.
No.
If you want people to really tune in, man, and tap in, like, put it at a reasonable price, man. Let's stop messing around. I like that fight.
I do too.
But I could also see it being. It's weird because if Roach can't hit Cruz with anything that gains his respect, then Cruz is coming right through the front door, bro. And the question is going to be whether Roach can do enough to evade him throughout the whole fight if he doesn't gain that respect.
Okay, so what I see is this fight's going to be a real close quarters fight. This is going to be close quarters, bro. The way Lamont Roach can win is if he takes nice side steps, makes him miss by a little bit, doesn't run around too much, and counters Cruz. He has to counter every time Cruz throws shots that is ridiculous. So if he can counter every time, turn him out, hit him with a right hand, turn him out, hit him with some body shots to slow down Cruz, I can see him looking good in that sense. If you're going to outbox him, as in running around, pop, it's not happening. Isaac Cruz is not coming to play that game. He wants to knock Lamont Roach the fuck out to prove that he had a close fight with Javante. It's all about Tank. This fight is a Tank fight, basically. It's all about who did better with who did better with who, and that's what that is. Lamont Roach fighter's ass off. Great fighter. Really like that kid. Pitbull Cruz, one trick pony. You know what he's going to come out to do, but can you sustain that? Can you handle that? You understand? Lamar Roach, he got to make sure his legs are on point, his stamina and endurance is good, and his chin. You understand? But Pitbull Cruz, no sleep on him. All because he's a one trick pony doesn't mean he switches shit up. He's not going to switch shit up. He might just start throwing more jabs in this fight, and then coming up with big hooks and using his head movement a lot. So there's a lot of things, and this is a fun fight. I like this fight.
Yeah, and we'll see. That's going to be December 6th in San Antonio. So should be a lot of Pitbull Cruz fans in the house for that. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Now, today was supposed to be Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman virtual press conference. Then last night got an email saying that was postponed. So this is not a press conference at a venue where there's some logistics and all that. This is a virtual press conference, which is a Zoom, and it was postponed.
They're trying to do some shit now. They're trying to try new stuff, man.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though. Like, outside of, I guess, scheduling conflicts, how does that get postponed unless there's something going on?
Somebody got a black eye in sparring.
I didn't even think about that. Did not think about that.
That's what it is. It's a black eye in sparring. There's nothing else. It's a black eye in sparring. Somebody's got a mark on their face. That's all it is. Simple as that. You
don't think that the 36 or 37-year-old Thurman could be injured?
Could be, but he's been posting stuff, so I doubt that.
Yeah, Woods said, or a cut. Yeah, that could be it. Now they did announce. I saw. Shout out to Woods. Woods posted that they announced the Gloves Off series with Thurman and Fundora. That was announced, and the trailer is out there now. So I guess they wouldn't put that out if the fight was going to be off, but who knows, man. Right now it was postponed. Maybe it was a scheduled conflict, or like you said, somebody got decked in the eye and they didn't want to show that, because then, of course, the speculation goes from there, right? So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see as we get closer. I still like that fight. It's $75 though. We'll see. We'll see how that does. As Zach's video comes back on here. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. There we go.
Sorry, something happened real quick. I don't know what happened, man. I like the fight. I love the fight with Keith Thurman and Fundora. Do I see it going all the way through, as in the fight actually happening? Yes, I do. When Keith Thurman is animated, a fight's going through. He knows he's got a shot. He can land some shit on Fundora. I saw some weaknesses from Fundora as well when I was at that fight with him and Zoo. I feel like Keith Thurman has a lot. Don't want to say Tim Zoo doesn't have heart, but he does. But Keith Thurman has a lot more heart. He'll fight. He'll go all the way. We've seen him get hit with body shots and hurt a million times and come right back and win a fight. You understand? So I'm excited to see it. But Sebastian Fundora, he's a tall order.
Literally. All right. So listen, Saturday night on the Zone in Philadelphia, Wells Fargo Arena, Jaron Boots Ennis makes his junior middleweight debut against Ennis-Lima. Now, recently, like a day or two ago, it was announced that this fight is for the WBA Interim junior middleweight title. The full champion, I'll have to pull his name up here, but the fact of the matter is, this is coming out of nowhere that this is now a WBA interim title. Like, Boots hasn't done anything at 154, and all of a sudden, this is an interim title. Abbas Baru is the champion there.
Who's that?
That's the guy that beat up the MVP guy in that last card for the title. So looks like they're going that route. Lima's never been knocked out. He only lost once, and that was by decision when he faced Aaron McKenna at 160 in June of 2023. And Aaron McKenna is a beast in there. He's not a one knockout punch guy, but he's a volume guy that wears you down. But yeah, that's the only loss Lima's had. Before I go into your thoughts about the fight, that price point's painful. Yeah, he's talking about the Fundura. Ennis is a minus 3,000 favorite. Okay.
What? That's what they say on there?
Yeah, minus 3,000.
She
He is
it's true.
he is a minus 390 by TKO KO. But he's a plus 300 by decision. Now, for a guy that hasn't been knocked out before or stopped, and who's fought as high as 160, is this a guy that Ennis can still stop?
Yes. That's all Ennis does is spar heavy guys in the gym. All he does. I seen him spar fucking light heavyweights. That's all he does, bro. And I expect him to stop this guy. And the world should expect him to stop this guy. That's why the odds are like that. If you want to make some money for this guy, throw like $50. Him trying to hit Javon with something and knock him out. But the guy, I'm not going to say everybody has a shot, no matter who it is. But Javon should be able to dismantle this guy. Bad. You understand? Bad.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you feel like for this fight, the level of pressure on Ennis is more than ever? And I ask that is because, the Virgil Ortiz fight didn't happen supposedly because he wanted 2 tune-up fights. Ennis did at 154, even though he's had 30 professional fights. Is this the moment where he feels the most pressure to perform at his best?
Everybody started from somewhere. So like Terence Crawford started at the 135, moved up, came to the 140s, looked great at the 140s, 147. So like Jerron, he's a bigger boy. He started at 147. Now he's going to 154. I expect him to blast out. And the reason why is because of the weight cut. He doesn't have to cut as much weight now. You understand? He's got a whole 7 pounds. He's fine. He should be good. He should be on the money. A lot of pressure on him. 154, 147. Okay, you're a world champion. You did your thing. Everything. You couldn't get the fights that you wanted, or maybe you just didn't get those fights or take them. But the 154, he's got open season tickets to fight anybody. So if he's going the interim route to get a belt, and then so say you do get the belt, you become a champion. Not in the ring. They just say, oh, this guy vacated, and now you're world champion again. You better try and fight Virgil Ortiz. You better try and fight these guys, because Boots is nasty. He can fight his ass off now. It's about him proving that shit and the whole world seeing it. You understand? You got Lubin and Virgil Ortiz ready to fight each other. You got the Fundura and Keith Thurman's. Like, these are great fights. So Jerron needs to put himself in that mix in order for him to get respected, not just from us boxing fans, because we know, but we want to see it from the world. That's how he becomes a superstar in the sport.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He can't listen. If he goes 12 rounds with Lima, we gotta really start having a different type of conversation. because this guy is this guy. Ennis has been penciled in as like the second coming of Sugar Ray, bro. And I think that he has those type of skills, but we just haven't seen it against the top opposition. We haven't seen it yet. And against a guy like Lima, who hasn't really fought top opposition like that, he should be able to manhandle this dude. And even if he doesn't knock him out. Go ahead.
If Jerron Ennis sparring Canelo Alvarez, getting him ready for Terence Crawford and everything, like, he should be ready. He is ready, but he should take this dude the fuck out, because everything's a reflection. I'm telling you, if he goes 12 rounds with this guy and doesn't even look good or something, they're gonna say, "Oh, so he wasn't really looking good with Canelo," and then Canelo translates to him not looking good with Terence Crawford, and then Terence Crawford's just like, psh, 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 "I'm the man. Look at that." Psh, 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 psh. But if he dismantles this dude, then they can say, "Oh, maybe he was giving Canelo maybe a little bit too much work in there," and then that happened. But anyways, getting back to just Boots needs to take this guy out. He needs to take him out.
It's stoppage or bust, right? Has to be
stoppage, boy. Straight stoppage.
Yeah.
And he's got the tools to do it. Body shot all day, head, body shot, boom, take him out.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's I don't know. I mean, that
one thing I want to say, sorry. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Mike Wood says Ennis runs his own show or handlers hold him back. What do you think about that?
Man. I don't know, man. A little bit of both. Because Ennis he talks for himself, but he's got people around him now. So his handlers might be doing things a lot different. But one thing I was gonna say, I just want to see Ennis more serious. I want to see him a lot more serious. I want to see Jerron with that killer look, like he just wants to take you out. That's what I want to see from Jerron.
Yeah, and you feel like we haven't gotten that yet? Do you feel like we haven't gotten that yet? I don't know if you heard me. I think it might have froze.
Yeah, Zach, a little bit.
Yeah, Zach. Do you think we might have not gotten that yet from Ennis?
No, you have not gotten that yet. The only time you got that was standing on this because he needed to. But in that, no, not yet.
Yeah,
I want Jerron to start being serious. No smirking, no smiling, no, because he knows he's that good. I want him to lock in and take these motherfuckers out, boy. And hopefully he does so this Saturday.
Well, I guess we'll see how that works out. I know that the undercard is not filled with any of the top names in there. Is there anybody on there that maybe you recognize that people should pay attention to?
Nah, I don't even know about the undercard too much.
Yeah.
And be honest.
Let me see. Adam was talking about what I mentioned. He's the only guy Lima lost to was Aaron McKenna. So, and he's saying Lima beaten 3 undefeated fighters in a row. There you go. It's something to be said about that, and so we'll have to see how that plays out. Let me see. We have. What do we have? We don't really have anything next week. And then it's
not sure.
Then it's Thurman Fundura after that.
Yeah. Yep.
So and then November is going to be pretty packed.
When is the Lubin Ortiz fight?
November, first weekend in November, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So November is going to be good, and then we go right into December, which right now is the all Japanese showdown in Riyadh on the 27th of December, and then if we get this the Chisora situation in December, November is Tank Jake
Yeah.
Paul.
Yo.
Oh yeah, shout out Danny Garcia's next week. That's right,
Oh
but
yeah, that's right.
his is on pay-per-view. Danny
Yeah,
Garcia.
that was slow. Slow, but you know how it go. Oh, by the way, I saw somebody say that Brian Norman is has more skills than Jerron Ennis. That was crazy. And
Ooh,
you know who said that? You know who said that?
who?
Seltz, what's his name? The guy that called out Dana White.
Sean Sattel?
He said, I saw him say, Brian, man, Sean, man, come on, Sean, you tripping. He said Brian Norman has better skills than correct me if I'm wrong, than Jerron Ennis, and that is
You know
like
what?
really untrue.
You know what it is, Zach, is that you have seen what Jerron is capable of in the gym, right? That hasn't necessarily translated to what happens in the ring at times. So
You can say that, yeah, you can say that, but I also it's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy. I know, man. You got to be in my world right now to see it, but like I get where Sean's coming from, but like me knowing, it's like nah, it's not even close, bro. When you're talking about the sparring partners or the mutual sparring that Jerron goes one hand with, like that Brian Norman is good, and I like Brian Norman because the people a lot sleeping on him on this Devin Haney fight. When they need to not sleep on him because Brian Norman is training his fucking ass off. He looks good. He throws sharp punches. He could jump in, flash, knock you out. He's good, but it was just those two things. Not saying Brian Norman doesn't have skills, but they're just totally two different fighters. That's how I would say it. They're just totally different, bro.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
But shout out to Danny Garcia, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Danny Garcia at the Barclays, bro. Feel me?
Farewell to Brooklyn. Farewell to Brooklyn. All right. Listen, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. It's not too much of a long show, not a whole lot going on right now. But talk to the people. What you want to let them know?
I don't know, man. I'm in the gym, staying ready. Doing what I gotta do, and tune in for a lot of these fights coming up. It's real slow right now, but the fights that are coming up are gonna be real good for the sport of boxing. I'm really excited for the 154-pound division. I feel like something is gonna happen. Something good is gonna happen in that division, and I'm liking it. So far, 147 is looking a little flat right now, but that means everybody needs to start fighting each other. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. And are you going to go to the farewell to Brooklyn from Danny on the 18th? Is Zach Ochoa gonna make an appearance?
Maybe I might just go. Yeah, why not? I don't know. We're gonna see. It's funny because I remember I would say, I used to say like Danny Garcia was like the king of the Barclays, and I would call myself the prince of the Barclays before because I was selling, and everybody was coming to watch. Yeah, just on the undercard alone, bro. It was crazy. That's how it was in the beginning of the Barclay era, man. Yeah, so it's always a good time. Always.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Hey, listen, we're gonna wrap it up here. I know we both got things that we gotta go do. Zach, where can they check you out other than potentially at the Barclays on the 18th?
Well, you can check me out nowhere, but you can get me on X at Zachary Ochoa. You can follow me there and all that. But I'm really not nowhere to be found right now. And shout out to my boy Abe, in San Diego, living the great life with the water, the beach, and everything like that.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm still wearing shorts out here, even though we're in October. Let's go. Hey, listen, everybody that tuned in. We appreciate you rocking with us today. We're going to be ramping up and coming more often as the events are happening, and enjoy the fights this weekend. Let's see what Boots Ennis got cooked up or is going to cook up in Philly, man, because people are just really waiting for him to break out, and if he can have a big performance on Saturday and line up some quality names in 2026, then we could be on the verge of finally seeing what Zach and a whole lot of other people have seen from him, but behind closed doors and stuff like that. So let's see what's up. And
what's your prediction for the fight, Abe?
You know what? You're not gonna like
man.
this. I think we're gonna get a Boots decision. I think we're gonna get a Boots decision. Why decision?
That didn't even sound right.
It doesn't.
The 7-round TKO because the guy coming in shape. He's tough.
Yeah, I don't want to say that, but I don't know. Something tells me that this guy goes the full length. Pause.
Oh wow. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe,
yeah.
Maybe.
And listen, for anybody that wants to come and comment, just come check us on the next one. We try to avoid anybody that's about that glizzy goblin life to comment. But hey, listen, if that's what you do, that's fine too, because there's enough of that going around in boxing with people and agendas and stuff like that. So anyway,
and fighters, read your contracts. Make sure you're reading over your contracts. It's very important.
Don't give them too much, Zach. I'm still working. All right, for Zach and I, have a nice weekend and be safe out there.
Peace.